Hey, Kevin Coy here from Kevin's Micro Homestead and a self-reliantlife.com, and we're in the rain episode here. We just got done going through the month of October with record-breaking amounts of rain for our area, which was not real happy about because kind of stopped us from doing a lot of our outside part of the project here. And one of the things that we're having to catch up with is we're almost playing defense now because 16 plus inches of rain really slowed us down. But you can see what it did out here across the front of the house with all that running off, and we're in beach sand. It just created a big gutter or trough across the front of the porch out here, and it's splashing a lot of rain and sand up into this area, which is not all bad. It's a little bit of an inconvenience. If this was the outside wall, just getting the side of the wall wet on our sheeting, and we didn't get out there fast enough and cover it with some paper. Get a little tongue-tied here. Some tar paper, and so it got wet, and we didn't want to cover it up wet, so then we were waiting for enough dry days to let it dry out and then be able to get the paper on there, and it was just a big cluster trying to figure that out, because every time we thought we had it dry it would rain again, and so we just kind of got caught with our pants down on the deal. So now we're playing catch up, trying to keep from having problems going forward, and so we're running around doing things the wrong way. Bottom line, should have had this done earlier. We just didn't know we were going to get that much rain, and it's not typical for that for October. So anyway, what we're doing right now is installing gutters. We got the backside gutters on, which we're going to show you in a minute. We're just getting ready to put these. That was the priority side because we had a couple of dry days, and so we wanted to get back there, get that gutter on, stop the splashing, let that sheeting dry out, and get it papered in so that we didn't have any more problems. So I was going to show you a little bit about putting in these gutters. So we got a bid for a gutter company to come out and put them up for us, and it was about $400. And so I said, well, let's go check the local big box store and see what we can spend for doing it ourselves. So we went down and looked at these gutter pieces, and turns out we can do it for about half price if we want to do it ourselves, and it doesn't take very long. They're not real difficult to install. And so this is all we need right here for the front run of the gutters, and so it's the actual gutter pieces right here, which are these, they call them, this is a profile called K profile. I guess that looks like a K somehow, I'm not sure. This is the back side that actually lays up against the fascia. This is the front facing out like this, and basically it's a kind of a connector system. Everything's vinyl, built for the weather, and you just have to get these are called invisible hangers because they actually sit up inside the gutter channel like this. You get it attached on here, and they clip on. You can kind of see the clips here, and they slide up in here, and then you just push them all the way from, bring them in, whatever you're going to need to put them at intervals depending on the type of weather you're dealing with. You could go as close as 12 inches apart, or 18 or 24 inches, whatever works for you guys. I'm going to put them closer together. We got a lot of wind off this corner, and I don't want them coming apart on me later. So if you're going to connect the two pieces, they've got a joint connection that you can slide on here and put the two pieces together, and it's watertight. So we're going to do that. And there's some end caps. They come on, and they have a little foam piece that goes around here that will slide up onto the get the right one here, the bracket. And it creates a watertight seal, and it just it pops right on there, no problems. Real simple to put together. I think it took us about 45 minutes yesterday. There's the spout for going on the downspout. We're going to connect onto that, and then our downspout's going to come down, which is this piece. And we have to put some turns in there, and that's what these little angled brackets are going to be for. I'm going to cut a couple of pieces to come in and back and down the post there. Got some brackets to attach this to the post, and then we're going to add on what they call a flex spout, and this accordions out like a big drink straw for your tequila. Anyway, you can run that out farther away from the house because we get a lot of rain here. We're just coming into rainy season, and we don't want that water just pooling up against the foundation. We want it to run out away from the house and go away and find someplace else. So we're going to add that on so that we get a little farther out away from the house to channel it. And that's about it. That's all there is to it, and some screws. And then I'll show you what it looks like done. We'll go back here. And we've got the finished product back here on this side. We checked it in the rain. Everything's working and behaving. So you can see right up here, we got a nice run here. It's about 26 feet, 26 and a half feet, I think, something like that, to catch this backside. So you put your main spout right there. You got your first bracket that turns back towards the wall. Cut a short piece in between here, and then you bracket it, the two pieces together again, comes down. Turn it back out again, and we got a little short piece coming out. Now, if you're in an area where it's not tons and tons of rain, you could just put a splash board down here and make sure you're grading it so that it runs off. But since we get a lot of rain, we went ahead and added on this slinky straw over to here, and we dug it out a little bit so that it ran out. And it's we're in sand, it absorbs it pretty fast, but when it's really coming down like crazy, then it's a problem. So we want to make sure it doesn't just pool up here against the house. And then we went ahead and put our first layer of tar paper on out here. We're going to come back through here and put a couple more layers on and get it all the way up here, and then it'll be ready for shingles. And we got our first corner piece painted and put on. We got a 2x6 right here that we attach to the corner. We're going to have another one that's going to come across from this side and cover this thing. So that's, and then our siding is going to just butt up against those. And you can see we got this wall all papered in, and the windows flashed in on here, because this is our weather side wall. We get the majority of our weather against this side of the house, and so we had to get it papered in because it was just going to get that OSB sheeting all wet, and we don't want that staying wet. So that's kind of where we're at on this. So we're going to go get started putting that front gutter on, because we got a little break in the rain, and that way we'll get rid of our big trench out here. We'll be able to rake that back in and stop having all this water and sand splashing up onto the patio. And that's what's going on in our neck of the woods. So little update. I'll see you on the next video.